Thursday, we're going to have a good day for two different stocks, Google and Apple. I'm going to go over briefly why. So, we here on Apple, we see here that we got this drop base rally candlestick formation. At this basing candle, we got a demand zone to be put into the market. The market rallied up for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 9 days straight. So about a week, couple days straight. Now we're pulling back into this imbalance, right? And we know that in this imbalance, there are more buying orders than selling orders. So the probabilities of there being more buying orders than selling orders once the price comes back here like it did today or just yesterday, Wednesday, then we know, as I mentioned, the probabilities of there being more buying orders and selling orders is higher. So the price of the asset will go up because demand is exceeding supply. That's just like the two forces that influence price. So if we go on the intraday time frame, let's go on the 4 hour. We see we got a bullish reversal candlestick, right? So this candlestick formation is called a bullish Harami pattern. It's where a green small bar, typically like a pin bar or a small bar, closes inside of a previous red bar, a red trend bar day. So you have a bullish Harami pattern, which is a reversal going to the upside. Then if we go like on a smaller time frame, like 15-minute, we see we bounce cleanly off of the zone. So it's no coincidence that this happened, right? I just said as soon as this price of the asset, which is Apple, the stock, went into this demand zone, those unfilled buying orders that got placed from this demand imbalance. And when I say demand imbalance, I mean literally in this whole entire time period, demand was in control. We know that because the price drove up higher. Well, this left all of the buying orders that were meant to get filled here by some financial institution, some big trader or whatever, right? They left some buying orders here. Now, me and millions of other traders know this as well. And since we trade using technical analysis, the rational behavior is, it happens in patterns. So this is just one of the moments where the potential of the pattern unfolding itself in the direction highly anticipated is high. So tomorrow, or today I should say, Thursday, since it's 12 o'clock up here, we should see a nice push or follow up on Apple from out of this demand zone, and then also Google, similar thing. Instead of it being like an actual bullish Harami pattern, we got this nice reversal green pin bar. As you can see, the next 4 hour period started, it began bullish. So same exact setup, right? A pullback into the demand zone, hopefully for a higher leg up. And we just want to be here to capture this, be a part of it, execute our trade, right? And so I want to talk about the time frame. The time frame is also very important. Notice how these are daily demand zones. I know that because here I label my zones according to the time frame. So these are daily demand zones. This is how the demand zone look for Google. Right, we got a drop, base, rally, and we got the pullback into the demand zone. Pull back into a demand zone. Now, as I mentioned, it's on the daily time frame. So that means that the potential of the duration of the potential of the move is going to be more than just 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Why? Because the time frame of the imbalance is on a higher time frame. So the move can happen in 1 day, 4 hours, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks. Because we're on a daily time frame. Now, had this been like a 15-minute zone, right? Then the bounce or the reversal or the time duration of the amount of orders that are being filled would be shorter. So knowing the time frames of the demand zones are very important. I just wanted to show these two setups because in the near future, like maybe today or tomorrow or maybe Monday, Tuesday, you should see some sort of reversal. If we don't get the reversal, and let's say in this area we don't get the reversal, and it decides to just start to break through this zone, that would invalidate this whole entire demand imbalance, and nothing will be wrong with my strategy. Nothing will be wrong with trading with supply and demand. All that would means is that there were just more selling orders than buying orders in that area, and supply exceeded demand. That's literally it. Same thing with Apple. Sorry, but if this zone were to get invalidated, that doesn't mean supply and demand doesn't work. It just means in that moment, at that moment, in the unique moment, there were more selling orders than buying orders. That's all that means. So that's still a possibility. But the probabilities are in our favor though. So we execute trades like this. These will be swing trades because we wouldn't be into the trade for anything less than an hour or probably 2-3 hours. We'll probably be in this trade for like 4 hours plus. You see what I'm saying? Letting the trade work itself out. So that's a quick video for two stocks, two highly anticipated moves that I have. And mind you, this is the same setup that I always take. Pull back into a demand zone. When it's a bear market or a bear market structure, I do the same thing for supply zones. Pull back into supply zones. I found that pullbacks into fresh zones work like 80% of the time out of 100. And so I want to be a part of that. And my goal is to document my journey of me being a part of it and just trading successfully, So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Subscribe, like, comment if you want to talk about stocks, setups, however you trade, your methodology. And before I get off this, also notice that I do not use indicators. There are no indicators on my chart. I don't use a whole bunch of extra lines. I don't need lines. All I need to know is where's the demand, where's the supply. Because those are the only two forces that influence the price. So alright, so it's Monday and I'm gonna just follow up with the analysis or my, normal trading setup predictions that I was talking about on Friday or Thursday, I think. The Wednesday going into Thursday, right? So I predicted that the unfilled buying orders in this demand imbalance right here were going to get filled, and demand was going to exceed supply, and the price of the asset was going to increase. Basically, that statement I just made, that was my assumption for Google and Apple, right? I still even got this highlighted from my analysis last week. And I said that because of the time frame, the daily time frame, right, the daily demand zone, that the move would take a couple of days, or the potential of the move could take a couple of days. So that's why we see here that on Monday, and I said either Monday or Tuesday. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mesh the videos So I ain't even gonna post it as two different videos. I'm gonna just add this video to the video from last week of my analysis, so that you can see like my real true prediction, right? And so as you can see now, last week we closed at 198. The market about to open in 6 minutes at 9:30 Eastern, and is at pre-market is already trading at 211. So I'm gonna just go into an intraday time frame and look at the gap up in the bull trend upward that we just made pre-market Monday. Now, if you go on Bloomberg or if you go on all the finance pages on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, you're gonna see some type of news that probably been released around maybe tariffs or whatever. But so it's gonna seem like buyers and sellers made decisions, from the news. But really what's going on is there was an imbalance in price orders. So like when understanding what you trade and understand like what's happening behind the charts is what's really the key to putting the probabilities in your favor. And that's why I'm able to make such accurate predictions on stock prices, because I'm using supply and demand. So same thing with Google here, right? We see pre-market, we trading higher, right? So all that this means is that those unfilled buying orders that sat in that price area right there, right, at 148 all the way to 146, it was an imbalance in the market. It was an imbalance. So the market is always gonna go in the direction of the imbalance, the stronger force that's causing the imbalance. So if the strongest force is supply, then you go see the market, the price of the asset. Not even just like, when I say the market, I'm talking about the price of the asset. The whole entire price of the asset is going to decrease because the supply is exceeding the demand. And that's just basic econ. Like, you feel me? That's basic econ. You know what I mean? So that's just like the invisible force or the principle that control business, you know. And so that's how I trade. That's how I make my analysis. And that's why I don't need no lines, extra swiftly lines, MAs, EMAs, none of that. I don't need none of that, because like all I want to know is where is the imbalance in price, and what type of imbalance is it? If I can find that out, then I know that over a series of trades or over a series of predictions, assuming that my predictions are aligned with the market structure and the market trend, I'll be a winner. I'll be a consistent winner. All right, so that's what's going on, man. I wanted to show y'all the before and after. I made a prediction on and you can see my iPad always captures the day. Also in the date. So not even the date, but the day too. It's Monday, and I said Monday or Tuesday. And here we are now. So, I'm playing with some trend lines. Trend lines are probably like if anything other than supply and demand zones is what I use on my charts for. But even with trend lines, man, trend lines can be tricky too. But they work. The trend lines are powerful. It's one of the first analysis you're gonna really learn for. Look at this bear flag that happened. That was a good move to be trading puts, but we bought shares down here on the dip. Why? Because there was a monthly imbalance, right? Same thing, just higher time frame. That's how I know. That's why we know to buy shares and not like just be day trading this, because we know the time frame of the imbalance is bigger. So the duration of the move, it could be longer. Whereas if I find a demand zone or a price imbalance up here, on these time frames down here on the intraday time frames, then I can expect to be inside the trade for couple of days, 2 days, 3 days. I can expect for the trade to work out pretty quickly. So I'm trying to wait until this next minute. We got like 15 more seconds. So that way the market can open. You can officially see like, yeah, like this is, you know, last week we had 198. Now we at 211. So you see we rose in price. See, yeah, so, and then my account is reflecting, right? So I'm gonna post like a little screenshot of the account right now and just really show. So today could possibly be a red day because we are hitting this trend line right here, and also there's some supply up here too, right? So, but even though it's opening up red, we still gapped up and made a move higher, right? And I would even assume that we do something like this. That becomes support, and then we head up for the layer higher. We'll see, but either way, I predicted that Apple and Google would go up because of my normal setup, pull back into demand, and that's what happened. That's what I wanted to show. So yeah, just tap in with me. Like, I don't sell nothing. I just want to build like a community. You feel me? Like, I got a strong passion for investing, trading, and I just want to be around other people who feel the same way about it. You feel me? And just be open to my style of trading, my analysis, and really be around somebody who actually doing it, like who actually real about this, like not just trying to be all like salesy, markety, and like trying to just make bread. You feel me? Like, this something I'm gonna do. Whether like if they take away social media, I'm gonna still do this every day. Like, you feel me? So it's like, I just think it's cool that I had the opportunity to even just share this. So that's why I say subscribe. Subscribe so that way I know, like, when I'm making these videos, I'm making these videos to the people who subscribe to me. You feel me? So